Goofy reindeer. You've heard of Dasher and Dancer?
And you know the most famous reindeer of all.
But do you recall?
The Goofy Reindeer.
Wait a second, do you mean Bob?
Bob?
Whose name a reindeer Bob?
Ho, 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 why I named Bob Bob.
It's Santa!
Well, this story isn't about Santa.
But Santa's in the story.
Well, yes, but the story is about Bob, the Goofy reindeer.
So tell us the story already!
Well, you see, Bob could never do anything right.
He skidded a blizzard into Santa's toy shop.
And spilled hot cocoa on Mrs. Claus' best dress.
But could he fly?
Of course he could fly.
Like a rocket ship?
Like a rocket ship.
Bob could fly so fast that you could see stars shooting from his hooves.
Bob could fly so fast that he made a sonic boom during takeoff.
Bob could fly so fast that he disappeared into space for 3 days at a time.
Yes, Bob could fly fast.
That's awesome!
Well, you might think that
Until it's time for Bob to land.
it took an entire year to repair Mrs. Claus's living room after the last time Bob flew.
Let's not even mention what happened to Snow Mountain, or what's left of Snow Mountain.
You see, trouble didn't follow Bob.
Bob followed trouble.
Everywhere Bob went, trouble was sure to go.
But Bob wasn't a complete goof-up.
Ho, ho, ho. No, sorry. I'll never forget how Bob saved Christmas back in 47.
Bob saved Christmas! He sure did. It was his best goof up ever.
You see, the biggest blizzard since the time Rudolph hit the North Pole.
On Christmas Eve,
Just as Santa was packing his sleigh and getting ready for takeoff.
an enormous northern wind blew through and nearly blew Santa's bookshop.
Oh no!
Oh, yes.
The elves were chasing gifts, and that flew out of the sleigh.
The reindeer were so bogged down in the snow that they could not get off the ground.
Mrs. Claus started to cry. Christmas is ruined. Christmas is ruined.
But Santa had a plan.
Ho, ho, ho. I said, Bob, with your flight discharge so strong, do you think you can blast my sleigh into the atmosphere?
Oh no!
Oh, yes.
So Bob climbed under the Santa sleigh into the deep down snow.
And Santa climbed into his sleigh.
Then Santa said, now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donald and Blitzen, to the top of the sky, to the top of the stars. Now blast away, Bob!
1, 2, 3, blast off!
Why, Bob performed his biggest rock stomp ever.
Off and off he went.
With Santa and his sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer.
Then he disappeared. Right
Off
off
the head
of
of
Reindeer.
reindeer.
All is lost, cried Mrs. Claus.
But wait!
What now?
Suddenly, lots of years past midnight.
Time stops on Christmas Eve, do you know?
The head elf detected a wonderful,
Beautiful.
most delightful sight.
What?
Presents shooting down from the sky and into chimneys.
A rocking horse for Tommy.
A dog for Susie.
Hey,
this is the 21st century.
An iPad for Donovan.
A cell phone for Courtney.
And a dirt bike for Sean.
But
comfy chair, complete with slippers and a pipe in the break of dawn.
Mrs. Claus cried, "It's a miracle."
And Santa's sleigh landed in the garage, no worse for the wear.
The head elf cried, "It's a miracle."
But
what about Bob?
Ho, 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 we never heard from Bob again.
Oh no!
Oh, yes.
But if you look up in the sky at night, and you'll see a shooting star.
That's just Bob.
Acting like a goofball.
That's Bob for you.
Ho, ho, ho. So you see Bob is as happy as he can be playing star hockey in the sky.
Every now and again, you can see him wink. But most especially on Christmas Eve.
Merry Christmas to all!